In 1999, the world feared a digital apocalypse. The predictions were dramatic. Airplanes could lose navigation. Nuclear plants might shut down. Elevators could stop. Stock markets could collapse. Even entire power grids could fail. So, how did this all begin? The problem actually started decades earlier, in the 1960s and 70s, when computers had extremely limited memory. To save space, programmers wrote years using only 2 digits: 67, 82, 95. It worked fine until the year 2000 approached. Because when the clock hit midnight, systems would read 00 not as 2000, but as 1900. And that tiny shortcut threatened to break the modern world. Across the world, governments and corporations launched a massive effort to fix the bug. Governments held emergency meetings as engineers worked around the clock to update millions of lines of code. The scale of the effort was enormous. More than 70 countries launched national Y2K programs. Corporations hired thousands of specialists. And governments spent over $400 billion trying to prevent a digital collapse. As the deadline approached, the public grew increasingly anxious. News channels ran dramatic headlines warning of possible blackouts, financial chaos, and system failures. Stores reported customers buying generators, food supplies, and even Y2K survival kits. The fear became its own kind of pandemic. Governments activated emergency teams. Military units were placed on standby. Banks ran full-scale rehearsals to see if their systems would survive the rollover. Companies froze transactions, and hospitals prepared backup generators and paper records. Everything was ready for midnight, but no one truly knew what would happen. The clock ticked down. In New York, London, and Tokyo, people were celebrating. But in secret control rooms, engineers were holding their breath. Then, the moment arrived. 3, 2, 1. Fireworks exploded. People cheered, and nothing happened. The lights stayed on. Planes didn't fall from the sky. The banking system didn't crash. So, was it all a lie? No. It was the greatest rescue mission in history. The disaster didn't happen because we stopped it. For years, an invisible army of programmers worked to fix the code. On the software side, giants like Microsoft released critical updates to teach computers that 00 meant 2000. On the hardware side, companies like Intel replaced millions of old chips in elevators and power grids. It cost over $400 billion, but it worked. Y2K wasn't a hoax. It was a warning. It showed us how fragile our digital world is and how hard we must work to protect it. Thanks for watching Archive 2000.